already have it set up, but tabbed out, so it needs time to prepare itself. Once I tab back in, you'll go ahead and see the screen, everything up and running just fine. Just making sure everything's good video-wise on the stream, and we'll get right into it. I can always go ahead and set up some new backgrounds later as well. But it doesn't bother me too much starting off with a dark screen, so works for me. Seems coming through okay. Yeah, it's coming through nicely. Let's pick up where we left off. Good. I just walked through the door. I gotta deal with the depression, the sadness, the injuries. Yeah, I remember being raided. I think they're really injured, like she's like damn near death. Yeah. Couldn't sleep, so Bruno was trying to console her. Oh, it's different now. On guard. Oh no, it's about the same. It's just I thought he was depressed last time, not her. But it's about the same looking, I think, actually. Might be slightly different, but it's about the same. Well, if we don't have bandages, we don't. But if we don't get bandages, I should say, we are in deep trouble. Someone or multiples will die. Lethally wounded, broken, and tired. At least grab the hood. Ooch. I don't think they're gonna do anything both being broken. No. Get down the stairs. You got work to do, and you're the only one who'll move. I'm gonna have him probably stay in tonight, because he's got enough supplies to survive. I don't know if I have enough to upgrade this, but I think I have enough to make that helmet so they can survive if we get raided again. I do not. We need the heat lamps and stuff like that. We need a lot more lumber too. Ah, good news. The guys get a trade. This might save us right here with the bandages. I have to get him to console her as well. He's supposed to lay there and die. He's the best guy I got too. I mean, I don't give a shit about her. She can lay there and die. She's lazy. Good day, you lived on the street, noticed you're living in this abandoned building. I've got some news. There was a humanitarian aid drop last night, most classified by rebels, but I know about one they missed. It landed in no man's land, so it would be dangerous to get. But under the cover of darkness, we should be able to make it. I'll show you where it is if you help me carry the supplies. Deal. Oh, does that mean I leave these other two here to die? Basically. Yep, looks that way. 'Cause she won't respond. I guess end the day, that might have screwed me right there. Too depressed to do anything, yeah. Well, he's very tired. Let's let him sleep in the bed. Let noise out. That was nothing. Well, that sucks. I am so screwed. I stole the food. Oh, he brought back stuff though. Wow. Well, she needs bandages or she's not gonna make it. Maybe she could sleep it off. No, we were not better off without Pavel. He was the best we had. You just had an interesting story, but he was much better off for us. Let's see if she'll drink. You have to eat, stupid. Oh, she's drunk. Won't do anything like eat food. No, 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 back to the bottle for you. Drunk off of one bottle, what a weakling. I think I'm screwed. I think I get any new people either. Attacking phones every night. Extreme vigilance. Why? I think I'm screwed. I think I'm gonna have to start over. Simple fact is the night prior might have been bad to go scavenge. I don't know what I can get her to do to heal up, but I don't think there's much I can do really. Oh, she's drunk. This is This War of Mine, as it is in the title, Gecko. I'll hop on TeamSpeak.
Connected.
Supplies. Maybe I'll get the bandages. Maybe she'll live and then people will join. I doubt it, but I don't think she could do solo. But I always thought there would be more people. It looks like there would be more people like that would join. But maybe this is just the campaign mode, so you only get whatever, like a very limited number. Not appear to have any goddamn bandages, which blows. Seriously? Well, you're not getting all that. That's not gonna happen. Want the food. Yes, he wants that, but it's not enough. That sucks. Don't want to lose the weapon parts in case they get more people. Damn, still not enough? Fucking 2 bandages, really? She might live with one bandage. Yeah, he doesn't seem to be throwing in anything else. Guess I'll have to take it. Great. Send your ass to bed then. How's it going, James Allen? We are doing my continuation of This War of Mine, the Steam game on sale right now, and we just made some really good decisions and some really bad stuff happen, and we're testing it out. There's a couple other modes that are apparently available to me now that I haven't had a chance to check yet, really. So we're gonna check them out if this goes badly. Yeah, she probably died, and then like this over. Like I made it to stay 17, and that's the end of it. Yeah, that was it. Didn't make it. It was going extremely well, and then we got raided, and they got mortally wounded a couple of times, and then they died. Basically, is what happened. There's nothing I could do about it. I boarded up all of the entrances. I had body armor and guns for them, and they were just so bad at fighting they couldn't defend themselves. The sound is cutting out, you're saying? It shouldn't be. It's probably Twitch buffering. If you're on a mobile device, you might want to try my YouTube channel. It's in the information below on Twitch. That seems to have less of a buffering issue, but it takes a bit longer. Twitch is funny like that. They favor people that have contracts with them, and they have still issues with mobile devices, but that's why I stream at 720 instead of 1080p. People that have mobile devices really sometimes can't see anything at 1080p when it's being streamed that way. I think the basic mistake I made was I went out scavenging every single night, which 90% of the time was fine for the earlier portion of the game. But I think part of it had to do with the fact that I should have spent the last few nights just at home defending, since there was a lot of raiders. Instead of going out and getting parts and materials, they just simply couldn't defend themselves. They weren't, you know, ex-soldiers or professional fighters. So at the end of the day, even with all the gear and supplies I'd gotten them, they were just bad at defending the base, which sucked. And there's no way for me to understand that. I mean, we had raiders coming in with no weapons that were mortally wounding my people who had weapons and armor, so... Hey. Hello? How's it going? You're back.
I saw that you just got on.
Yeah, I'm testing the game out. There's a couple of game modes that are now available to me that weren't available yesterday. I don't know if they had an update or what, but I thought that was interesting.
What are you talking
about? Oh, This War of Mine, that indie game that I was testing out.
Okay, you're gonna play that?
No, not necessarily. I have one errand I have to run, and then I can be on for a while. I didn't sleep very much, so that sucks.
I didn't either.
So yeah, I got like 3, maybe 4 hours. But at the end of the day, I don't know. I have one major errand I have to run. I can leave almost any time to do it. How's it going, Milik? I can leave at almost any time to do it, but I wanted to play for half an hour or so because I didn't see everybody on. But I think Gecko and I'm blanking. Sorry, Jack Mondegreen just signed in as well. So
Well, I mean, if you got to go run the errand, I'll hold on to the party until you get back.
yeah, that would work. How's it going? Yeah, that would be great. Yeah, because that would be very helpful, and I can go do the errand. I haven't heard from Gecko in a minute. I told him to come on the team speak, but we can see if we get the whole crew together and go kick some ass.
All right.
DBZ Gaming says, I haven't been fully depressed by this horror of mine yet. Don't worry, I haven't been fully depressed either, but I'm still learning the ins and outs of the game. Like I said, we just had a situation where, these guys, they ended up getting into conflicts over and over again from raiders. I should have left 3 of them at home. I figured since the raiders didn't have weapons, their best bet would be leave 1 guy on defense, because I had shotguns and I had armor for them and so on. They ended up getting mortally wounded and ended up dying the next day because they were just piss poor at fighting against people with no weapons. That they got mortally wounded despite having guns. And I boarded up all the walls. So yeah, this game borders on the extremes. So you no matter how much you board up the walls, have guns and body armor and protect them, just because they're bad fighters, they will get mortally wounded when their enemies come in with no weapons. Like it's on that edge of extreme where you have to have all 3 bodyguarding that night if there's raiders. Like it's pretty tough to make those decisions, because when you need to go get the supplies, you have to set it to hey, 1 guy's on defense, 1 guy's sleeping, 1 guy's getting supplies. They set it to Wombo. I don't know what Wombo is. Rambo? Combo? Maybe you meant. I don't know, but it was difficult. I've noticed that the faces don't seem to matter so much, because you can come in here and define their previous occupations, which is random in the normal game. You just get this random thing where it could be the middle of winter, which is super harsh. And that's the other thing too. I understand that there's a random number generator effect in this game, but it could be winter, which is super harsh, and you won't survive it. It could be fall, and then you've got time before winter. Or it could be summer, and then you got loads of time. Like.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna download it. What about the Escapist? Have you checked that out yet?
No, I mean, I'm sure it's based on the guy who does the Escapist, like the video website. But this game, it might be worth downloading, Cell, if you like this type of game. But you're not a single player type of guy, and this is kind of like, this is a bit depressing. Have you seen my Darkest Dungeon stream?
Well, I mean, wait a minute. I thought we talked about never talking about that on the stream.
What, Darkest Dungeon?
Yeah, I thought we don't talk about that room underneath your house.
No, yours is the Fungeon, isn't it?
Yeah, mine's the Fungeon.
This is the
love.
Fungeon.
Yes.
Oh, is that what it is? There's a game
it's like
called
the Red Room of Pain, but
yeah,
not similar at all.
Not similar at all. The game is called Darkest Dungeon, and it's a depressing game where your heroes die constantly and they become manically insane from viewing the horrors of being in a dungeon. And it's meant to be like demoralizing to try to keep these guys alive, but there are ways to do it. There's ways to modify it to increase your chances of survival, which you pick up by learning how the game works. This one is similar in that sense, but I think it's got a lot more random things that can happen. Because the characters seem to have more emotional states than even Darkest Dungeon, which is big on their emotional states. Yeah, I'm thinking about making a few of my own characters and having them go in. I think that would be interesting. It like generates their own bios and everything. You can even upload your own portraits, so we can actually upload a portrait here. I think it's an upload your own portrait. See, yeah, you can upload your own photos. So I can put one Cellmaster and then give him occupations. I can upload my face and so on. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This is not a DLC. The DLC is separate, DBZ Gaming. This is a patch that I think just came out last night for the game.
We should do this. We should. I'll give you the picture of Cellmaster and you should add it.
Well, Cellmaster, here's the cool thing. I've been trying to do what you do, because you do Fallout and all those RPG style games, And I was trying to do this where players could get involved and say, hey, let me send you my portrait and let me help you pick what direction we go to play the game in. You know, if they want to raid enemies or something like that, or they want to hurt good people, they could do it, because it could ruin the game too, which would set them back from having, you know, their own adventure with me. So I've been trying to get players that want to do that, but I don't have the following for that, because, you know, the type of games that I play are more along the lines of what you've seen, you know, DayZ, Heroes of the Storm. I play the, you know, the combative tournament style, you know,
Well, when I did Fallout Vegas,
Melik, if you wanted to watch, sorry to interrupt, Melik, if you want to watch a great Fallout player that has his viewers get involved, I'm not the guy to go to. Cellmaster, my co-host, who's talking to me right now, he plays all of the RPG games. He's at all the Fallout games. He like his collector's editions of all of them. He loves when people get involved in his stream. His link to his stream is down below my Twitch channel. You should check him out. He's the guy you want to go see. I'm just breaking into that genre a bit and trying to get followers for it. But he's the one who does the RPG stuff though. I can send you his link. Sorry, Sella. Yeah. He was just asking me if I would play Fallout, and he'd watch it. I was just informing him.
The Fallout New Vegas. I didn't get a chance to. I couldn't save that game footage because that was on the old account when I had over 1,000 followers, and you know. But you know, I'm working back up to it. I got the new Fallout. I started a couple of missions. On the game, and I had like 5 or 6 people like, oh, you should start building. That turned into, I'm gonna leave now because this is boring.
Well, I mean, you know, again, it's about balancing that out. I mean, I guess you'll have to figure out, like, hey, people are gonna want to watch me build, so I should do something else. But
right,
yeah, no, I get that. Well, like I said, with this game, it's weird. It's very hit or miss when it comes to what your decisions are. So, like, my guys are starving. But if I go to get food and it's not readily available, like, just there, I have to go steal it or grow it. Growing it takes a shit ton of materials to build a garden, because you start off with no materials and you have to go scavenge it. If the materials is in somebody's personal stash, like you break into their bed or you break into their safe house or you break into something like that, the character becomes mortally depressed by that fact. They're sitting there going, oh, I can't believe I stole from somebody.
Serious?
I'm a horrible person. Yeah, it's a very emotional game.
As a post-apocalyptic game, and the guy's getting...
No, it's not post-apocalyptic. It's set in a modern-day wartime. So there's no zombies. There's no apocalypse. It's just that they want to be normal people and go back to their normal lives, and that's unavailable. So there's running electricity. There's working phones. That's the thing. Like, it's a unique game in that sense.
Thank you for subscribing.
So we're talking about, this is like a war that just happened and people aren't accustomed to an apocalyptic setting. They're not interested in survival, they're interested in making it to the next day. Like, They would rather have cigarettes and coffee than eat food. I'm not even joking.
Somebody just subscribed because my Twitch alert finally worked.
Yeah, TBZ's right. This game will make you steal from old people. Yeah, but that's the thing, like, the old people are full of shit in this game too. Like, alright, so I was like gonna help these kids that needed medicine for their mother, to come to find out that the mother's like fine and doesn't need medicine. Like, or I went into this guy and he's like, my dad is dying and he needs medicine. The dad's not dying, he's just got like insomnia or something. And I stole like tons of medicine out of their cabinets when I went down there. But here's the fucked part. I stole tons of medicine from them, right? To see if I could just sell it back to him and get some other materials that I need. And my guy becomes depressed that I stole his medicine. And I'm sitting there going, this dude had tons of medicine. And he's sitting there going, oh, my dad needs medicine, he's dying. And the dude's not dying, he's fine. He's not talking about being sick. Like, you could relate to what the characters are doing, because they emote stuff. They're like, I'm just sleepy, I feel great, you know what I mean? Stuff like that. He wasn't dying, like, even if he was, like, antibiotics don't cure cancer, so like I don't know what this guy wanted, you know. Bandages are weirdly expensive. Like, you can take clothes and rip them into rags and make bandages. I think bandages are expensive.
I've gone from rags to riches.
I think the bandages are expensive because, like I said, I had boarded up. I spent all my material because it was constantly complaining about raiders and bandits. I boarded up all of my building, like your home base. I had gotten them 2 sets of body armor. I had this woman like attacked me. Oh, no worries, Melik. Melik said he followed you, Cell. I had this woman attack me, so I killed her, and I stole her shotgun. And he wasn't even depressed about that. I'm sitting there going, oh man, he's gonna be depressed about killing the lady. Nope, he was like, I did what I had to do. And I'm like, well, that's cool. This is my guy, right? And I figured, okay, he'll be fine with like stealing or something. But that was where he draw his moral code, his moral line. Whereas the other guy who didn't care that he stole. Like, it was just weird. Because they don't tell you, like, that's his moral code. They just leave that blank, and, like, you have to figure it out the hard way. And you
gotta figure out what type of guy he is, if he's a jerk or not.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. And then, like, they have to talk to each other to, like, steer each other's moral compasses back. I'm not even kidding you. Like a group therapy session. You're sitting there with them, sitting around in a circle, talking to like make themselves less depressed. I went and got them books, cigarettes, coffee, booze, you fucking name it, and they were depressed nonstop. I mean, you're constantly uphill battling that whole depression state. So, again, it's like Darkest Dungeon. You're constantly fighting that depression state. But again, they weren't interested in survival. They would literally rather have drugs, coffee, cigarettes, and booze than food or sleep. The TPC goes, I've been stealing meds since 12, it ain't nothing. I hear you there. But yeah, this game has got a lot of cool features, so you could customize how you want your survival situation to go. The other thing I noticed is, I don't think they give you enough civilians, so it's random. So you can get a soldier who's really good at fighting, which I thought was cool, but I watched a video where the guy said he had the soldier. The soldier isn't in the war because he retired, he doesn't want to fight anymore, he saw enough bloodshed. So if you put him in a combat situation, he's great at it, but he becomes manically depressed, and he's useless. He won't eat, he won't sleep, he might just die sitting there, I'm not even joking. So, like, the game is difficult. I think you're one survivor short of being balanced. From my one playthrough, granted this is just one playthrough, but I would set one guy on guard, one guy to sleep, and one guy to scavenge, and the guy on guard will wake the other guy up, so they're both on guard in a sense, which is cool. But against bandits that had no weapons and small numbers, all of my doors were boarded, they had body armor, they had tons of ammunition and shotguns. My guys still became mortally wounded and died. So it's hard, it is difficult. Do you think they have a DLC called Darkest Dungeon where everybody is chill instead of demoralized and paranoid? No, but I think they are going to allow mods soon where you can make it easier. But I think the game is easy once you learn how to use the items in Darkest Dungeon to get benefits in the dungeons themselves. Once you figure that out, the game's actually not that hard. There is one thing that's weird about the game, though. You have to start over from the beginning if you've lost too many guys, because you won't be able to complete the missions, which progressively get harder regardless of whether you've got guys that have died and you have to start over or not. So that is an interesting feature of the game. But yeah, what I like about this is, like I said, you can place your own portraits in here, so you can upload a portrait into the portraits file and use characters that basically you create. So I can get Cellmaster, I can get me, and I can play as us and set the standards. So here's one, Computer Specialist Cellmaster. Here you go.
You
ready
called?
For this? Yeah, exactly. So Cellmaster, he built my computer in real life. So here's one, Computer Specialist as an occupation. Now, I don't know what that would provide because there isn't a whole lot of, there's no computer work. I mean, there's phones and electricity, but this is like a situation where the internet's not working and you have to build a radio, and that's the only electronics I seem to be modifying. So I don't know what a computer specialist would provide, but I did get a cook at one point, and he did seem to use less fuel to cook, which was a cool feature. And the other guy was a fast runner. He was good at sneaking around, so I was using him to scavenge. The girl had no benefits. She was just constantly sick. She was a detriment the entire time. Again, a fourth person would have balanced it out, but she had no benefits. She was just
a constant pain in the twat.
her best benefit was I could use her to like help people
Appropriate?
become. Yeah, right. I wish. No, she wouldn't get. No, I was RPing that at one point. I was having them do their like sit around circle, which she would try to console the other two because they're men, so she would console them better. So I had her trying to console them, and I was having him go, but if you took the penis, I would feel better. And she's like, no, you're thirsty. Like I was RPing it for like, because you have to wait like 10 minutes while she like tries to get them happy again, so they'll do stuff, or they'll just sit there and die. They'll let their wounds bleed out and get.
I'll sit on your face for $1.
Yeah, right. Like I'm
It will be
sitting.
good. And
I'm
you
sitting
will
going.
not be sick so much.
Honestly, if she flashed her tits because she's cute in the portrait, that she'd fucking get them all moralized and happy again. Like, I don't know, it was stupid shit. Like, oh, their mother died from not getting medicine from us. I guess I'll lay here and cry into my bed. I'm sitting going, please cut your wrists and die. Like, that's all I want him to do is cut his wrists and die. The character, like, that's terrible.
I don't know.
But yeah, a
no,
Forester.
That's a horror movie.
Yeah, so there's like pharmacists which would use the medicine better. Insurance agent, I can't imagine that being helpful. Maybe to negotiate. Photographer, useless. Psychologist, I guess again to help them be less depressed. I'm sure every one of these skill traits has a small benefit. But let's be honest here. Like I said, with getting raided, for example, police officer would be helpful. Forester, we need lumber. Lumber would be helpful. We need someone who's got medical experience. Pharmacist would be helpful, but a photographer? Fucking useless. Like, at best, he's Glenn from Walking Dead. He can run fast. TBZ says, tits are for feeding babies, not high beams.
Yes, but when you're the deer, it's all good.
Deer in the headlights. And the physique of the character doesn't seem to matter, as you could tell. They just have different, like, clothing attires, the different looks. Doesn't seem to matter, though. Like, it's not like you have a fat character. You gotta, alright, so you have your obligatory, high-strung white guy, right? You've got,
I'm sorry to cut you
fashionable
off.
black guy, criminalistic black guy. You've got young kid, and hoodie guy. And like that's it. Like the physiques don't seem to do anything, which is
I have a
interesting.
question for you, Mr.
What's up?
Bravo. I'm trying to
What's up?
delete some bullshit. You know how you have when I restart my stream over like 2 or 3 times, you get those like 2 or 3 second movies. I mean videos that are like 2 or 3 minutes long.
Okay.
I'm trying to delete them from Twitch, and they're being a pain in the testes. Won't let me delete them.
As my usual response to you is, if the website's not working or this program's not working, what would you like me to do about it? If it's not working, it's because they're having
I'm
issues
saying,
on their end.
when you press delete on a video,
Yeah, it doesn't go away. I don't know what to tell you. If it doesn't delete that way, there's no other way to delete it.
No, but normally when you click delete, it immediately disappears, right?
Correct.
Oh, okay. That's all I wanted to know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If it's not working, it's not working. It should go away right away.
New movie, yeah.
So you could make the game easier this way too with combat. Bio loves vanilla bean frappuccinos, singing to the lyrics 1,000 miles. Dude, that is awesome. That would be like, what was that? How I Met Your Mother? Like, basically making the cast of How I Met Your Mother. That'd be great.
Too bad you couldn't get these characters to be a little bit more human-like.
What? There's a brothel. Let me read this to you. Like, this is a game. Like, it's meant to be so difficult you can't complete it. And it's also meant to be like massively depressing for no reason. Like, no reason. Like, I mean, like, granted, people get depressed. They want their coffee, their cigarettes, whatever. I get that. But to an extent that you're just gonna lay there and cry in a corner until you bleed from septic wounds. No one's gonna do that. But let me read you this one, Sal. You ready? So I haven't. There's certain locations on the map. I haven't seen all of them yet. Especially since they seem to have random locations, like you could change what they are. But here's one: brothel. If you want to get laid for a can of meat, this is the place. Mothers will do some really kinky stuff to get food for their children. It's a big building, well guarded by local thugs, and they have plenty of goods and are eager to trade. I'm assuming there's a wink wink at the end of that one. Yeah, I mean it's just weird. Like, the game is depressing for no reason. That, like, Darkest Dungeon's depressing because you're in a dungeon and you're being paranoid and you're losing your mind. And the stuff that they say is hilarious. Like, it's not depressing, it's funny. He's like mumbling to himself. He'll hit his own teammate for like 1 damage just to say, you know what I mean? Like, I thought you were the other guy. Like, it's funny. This game is like, these mothers have to become whores to feed their children. Like, it's exaggerated.
In a war where mothers need to become whores to feed their children.
You just made the title of a movie, man.
I know. They have the reason they did this partially is because they're supposed to donate part of the proceeds to this game to war-stricken children in other countries, like third world countries. So, I mean, the game has its value. I'm not saying it doesn't have its value.
Well, they're saying that people are selling their bodies
in other countries for money.
For cans of
I'm
meat.
Sure
No, not even cans.
Cans
of meat.
Hey, listen, if you're gonna have an even trade, meat for meat's the way to go, I guess.
Oh, that's
I know,
a
I
bad.
went too far.
That's wrong.
But yeah, look, I don't. Oh, you guys can't see the mods because it takes me to the window. But there's tons of mods for the game, so it works. It works exactly like Daisy. Not Daisy. Wow, almost went to that direction. No, I was just saying. Was it Don't Starve? If anybody's played Don't Starve and you look for the mods, they look exactly like Don't Starve mods. Bigger bags in inventory.
It would be great if me and you did a Don't Starve. We haven't done it in a while.
They haven't changed it though. Like, they haven't added anything to it to make it.
But we got all these mods, and we can run a server real quick and have a little fun at least.
The most fun I had was when I joined somebody else's combat server and we were just running around stealing their shit and beating them to death. Like, that was cool.
So, what are you waiting for?
I'm just saying, that's the most fun I had doing it. The problem with that one is, like, if you're to play the normal game against the giants and stuff like that, you basically can't win. Very few people have the luck of just kiting the giant monsters for like a half an hour till they go away, and then hopefully their base survives. And then in the very, very vastly late game, they can get the gear to defend themselves. But there's just not that's why there's mods. There's not enough gear in the game to defend yourself in the late game until you have a couple of mods in there. Alternative character photos, guns. I'm just reading the different like mods there are. There's different, better ways to cook food. Like I said, and the developers of this game did like what the developers of Don't Starve did. I mean, it looks exactly. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it's the same developers, and I know they're not, but they basically built the baseline game and said, go ahead guys, now you can mod and actually build the remaining of the game. This game is cool because it lets you mod it. This has a lot of great features. I think it needs more features, and I think they just left that up to the modding community to decide what features they wanted to put in the game. So they just didn't add any. So they said, listen, so they give you like 40 slots available for bag slots as just a base feature of the game, but the characters can only carry 10 or 12 from what I've seen. So it's one of those situations where it's like, what am I supposed to do with this? There's no backpacks in the game, so what do? It's so that the modders can easily throw mods in and have that set up, which is, again, it's a cool feature. If you want a game that you can mod, adjust, and customize, it's cool. The baseline game, super hard. The decisions are super mood-centric. So you could die of hunger, and these characters would rather die of hunger, literally rather die of hunger, and give away their food to charity, and which they sometimes are bluffing. They'd rather do that. And again, a slight unbalance with things like bandages. Bandages are, especially the way that it is, are the most expensive commodity.
I'm gonna cry over a band-aid.
Exactly. And here's the thing: the stuff that's the most precious commodity, which is the quality food, the medicine, and the bandages, people are constantly at your door begging for it. If you don't give it to them, your characters become manically depressed and refuse to do anything.
Huh?
And then you could build stuff, which allows you to make the bandages, which is cool. But it's so end game that you're probably towards the end of the war, which is a pain in the ass. Again, it's built to be difficult. The other thing I've noticed too, like I said, with the defense, that's kind of rough. Like, I had a guy on defense with a shotgun and body armor, and the enemies had no weapons. And they come out of the fight mortally wounded. Like, how does that happen? How do you come out of a fight mortally wounded? And I boarded up all the doors and everything, so there was no sneak entrances like there are on other people's bases, which I've been stealing from. It's definitely a difficult game. It's definitely like you have to pick a direction. I picked the direction of making hooch. I made, like, you know, basement booze to sell, and it sells well for the first like 2 weeks, and then nobody wants it anymore because you've sold so much booze, which I thought was weird. Who doesn't want booze? TBZ says that your player didn't sound redneck enough to scare them away with a shotgun. And that's exactly it, TBZ. Like, they scared them away. They didn't shoot at them to kill them. They didn't shoot to maim. They scared them away. Like, the guy's in there mortally wounded. The guy came in with no weapons and somehow overpowered my defensive guard with a shotgun and body armor in a boarded up defense shelter. Lost the fight. And my guy said, well, we tried to scare them away with the sound of a shotgun. What the fuck? You've got to be joking me. But yeah, that's what they tried to do. Sally, you set up to play yet?
Yeah, I'm just clearing out some old videos out of YouTube.
When you're set up to play, I'm gonna go run my errand. I'm gonna go do a quick write my own story thing and see how far I can get along. Just briefly.
You're gonna write your own story? Alright,
it's called Write Your Own Story. This wasn't available to me yesterday. This aspect of the game wasn't even there yesterday, but it's here today, so.
I wish there was a way I could put you up on my...
Oh, now this is something else I want to show you guys too. Look, this is the DLC pack allows you to use children in the game. I'm assuming the children are what you'd... Because they're sending them to my building. You send the children out to request stuff from other groups and shelters so that you can get freebies, which is a cool feature of the game, but it's such an exploit because you could send them out, from what I understand, to get stuff you don't even need, which is what they're doing to me. And your characters, again, will become depressed if you don't. But that mother needed bandages, and you go there and she's not dying, she's not wounded at all, she's fine. But the bandages are like one of the most rarest commodities in the game.
Until they take one of your kids for trade.
Yeah, and the fucking child ends up in the brothel, right?
Yeah, right?
Young Sally went out for food one day. Little did she know she was going to become a slut.
Yeah, so I only got 3 characters in the previous thing, where you can get up to 4 characters, which is cool, you know?
Oh, that was loud.
TBZ says that's a real thing. Just kidding.
Yeah, it pretty much is.
Unfortunately.
And
Let's set the ceasefire to 40, moderate. Let's leave it at that. Let's have winter come late. Winter's a huge problem because you need tons of fuel for heat and you need to build the furnace, which is really weird. Why does this house have a chimney and no furnace? But that's besides the point. And then you can set the winter harshness and winter length. But let's set it to short and let's set it to moderate. That way it's doable. I don't know what the city map is supposed to be. Like, see, it changes every time you touch it too. See, because you do this abandoned cottage. A family barricaded themselves, but despite their efforts, looters got inside. It's been abandoned ever since. Still, we might find some useful things the looters overlooked. So you can make it just harder. Like, there's no, like, functional thing where it's like, these guys are aggressive, but they'll trade with you. You know, it's nothing like that. Not from the looks of it, anyway. See, decrepit squat. It's been inhabited by homeless. Since the war, they shouldn't be a threat. We could get some useful stuff here. Like, that makes it easier a little bit, but there's less actual materials there. So in the grand scheme of things, it's not easier. Like, I was able to, if you understand how the game works, you can get the characters to run into another room by making noise, steal what you want, and then leave. Like, it's not hard, and the combat system's smooth. The girl came at me with a shotgun, and I killed her with a fucking hatchet. Like, the combat system's pretty smooth. And this was not a guy who was able to perform combat. He was like a delivery guy or something. He just happened to be good at
Hey,
fucking slicing somebody's head open.
Hey, real quick, I'm gonna go take a leak. I'll be right back, right?
See this one here? This is balanced. Snipers are in that building, but there's high valued goods there. That's kind of cool. TBZ is Bob. Well, we've blocked the supply routes. I guess we'll have Janet become whores. Gosh, no, Janet. What's wrong with you? I was gonna scavenge. Calm down. But that's exactly it. Like, that's the thing. Like if you read the brothel, that's what it says. So I'm assuming you turn these locations on and decide, do you want them to be useful? Do you want them to be traders? It's very interesting. I guess we'll turn them all on. Bandits or faithful? Let's go with faithful. Bandits would be rough at the church. I've seen the church's layout. It's one building with a ton of underground, and that network of underground would be horrible to raid because you climb down the stairs or the ladder and they'd fucking shoot you right there. The garage is actually a great place to loot. I was looting the shit out of that place. I mean, granted it's random, but I found a ton of loot at the garage, but it was easy to loot because you could climb the roof and you could get into the garage, and then you can climb underneath the beds where they're sleeping and basically get everything you wanted. And if you were sneaky enough, your character was sneaky, you could loot the beds practically while they're sleeping in it. Hashtag this is my life now. Yeah, we're gonna turn them all on. Let's go with rebels. I think we gotta make some of it difficult. The hotel, let's go with scavenger. We don't want to be too easy. We got a lot of other good stuff. Construction site, we'll go with soldiers. Trade girls. If it's a room with their people and other habits, they don't seem to be friendly and nice to your shots. Let's do that. Because the trader, we already got one, and I've been to the semi-detached house. It's easy to raid too. Oh, I'm with you on that, TBZ. The whole God isn't here thing cliche. But the church could be set to, like I said, you could set that to bandits as well. You can set it to have that opposite view. But the church guy will help you, but not much. He still wants to be a trader, but you could still raid his base. It's just underground. Like, I would hate to fight these rebels because the entire base is underground. So as you're coming down a ladder or stairs, since there's no grenades, despite being a war setting, when you go down the stairs, like, they have a clean shot on you. I wouldn't risk it. I'd rather just make them faithful. So, I see military outpost, ruined villa. Let's go with a couple, and quiet house, and load city map. Or, no, back. Hold on, we don't want to do that. I guess we just go back and then load it from here. Let's hit save my story. New story 1 tests. I guess we'll go TST test like that. Do I go back now that I've saved it? Load my story. Load. Okay, back I guess. Are you sure you want to leave your story? No, I don't want to leave the story. How do I start my story? Oh, here we go. Start my story. You will lose your current progress. I don't have any progress. Everybody's died. So it seems like you can only have one game file up at a time too. That's the other thing. Like, it would be kind of cool to have 2 different game files. So if you have a playthrough for yourself and a playthrough for your stream, there might be a mod for that, but at the moment it doesn't appear as that's the case. You get one save game file and that's it. So I would say that's another downside to the game in my opinion. I would like to see there be 2. Now the other thing is, I don't know what their benefits will be because I didn't set them. I picked the ones that the game has for them already. I wanted to see what they are. I haven't seen all of them yet. I know one guy is a fast runner, and I don't know what the other 3 are, so we're going to find out. I figured at the very least with the fast runner I'll be able to handle whatever. See, now the other thing they don't tell you too is, you find out later on, this isn't their base or their home. This is a shelter they found, and they've confiscated it. So, as far as I'm concerned, everything's up for grabs. But then you read like, well, this family's had this garage in their lifetime for X amount of years, and it's interesting that you know that, since you're not from this town and you're just taking up shelter. The other thing is, why are you taking up shelter so close to the war is beyond me. Why don't you leave? I guess some people can't. I understand that. But at the same token, what happened to your homes? Like, there's no backstory for some of these characters. The bio is very recent bio, like, I'm depressed, or I'm a coffee drinker. And all that stuff you figure out as you play the game. Like, you don't find that out right away. It just shows up in the bios. You have to read the bios. Which is interesting. I'll give it that. Now, you start off here, if you haven't played, by the way, anybody, you have these rubble and stuff in the way. You have to clear them. I start sending them to do that shit immediately. See, this guy started off slightly sick, but he's trained in combat. Now we have our fighter. So when we want to set up a defense, we're going to leave him at home. The offense doesn't seem that hard, so I could send the runner out there to do that, and I'd feel comfortable with it. Hiding from my buddies, blah, 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 blah. So he doesn't want to be in the war. Again, he might become depressed from fighting, so we got to keep an eye on him, but he's our best fighter. Good to have on defense. This game is not about offense in my experience, so we need to avoid that. That's correct. It does seem to grow the characters, TVZ, but the difficult part of that is you don't know what you're going to walk into. So that randomness, that RNG can be fun, but it also makes the game vastly difficult, because when you come into that situation, you're looking at it from a positive perspective, and then you see that he'd rather have cigarettes than food. He's starving to death, but if he doesn't have that cigarette, oh, fuck it, I'll die. Like, it's a bit extreme. It is fun, it's just a little extreme. Like, he'd rather sit in the corner and cry. Why, though? Like, for over a cigarette, and starvation, like, I would imagine that could be done a little bit differently. Just a little bit. I don't know, TVZ, I'm not sure. But they do know, like, straight up, I'm not even joking, straight up, they will lay down in whatever position they're in and cry to death, whether they have septic wounds or they're starving. They will lay there and literally die because they're in a bad mood. Dead serious. It's a bit much. So right now we're scavenging supplies. I like that this is an RNG aspect of the game, because there are enough supplies in the game. You have to work to get them, but there are enough. I didn't at any point feel like, oh, we're not getting enough supplies, or I'm not able to scavenge enough supplies. I felt good about it. It is like middle school. These are like depressed little bitches. Like, and it's not like they don't have supplies. They have quality food, quality cigarettes, quality booze, quality books. I got them the best stuff, and they're still like, yeah, but I feel like shit. And it's like, dude, I don't know what to tell you. You can feel like shit all you want, but you're not gonna eat because you're in a bad mood? Fuck you. You deserve to die. I'm sorry. That's just being stupid at that point. I like that some of the items have quality settings on them too, so you can only use them so much. The lockpick is one-time use. The saw, which I think is weird, is a one-time use as well. But the crowbar, the knife, and the hatchet all have a thicker quality level. Like, you can unload like 30 doors with it, or open 30 doors with the crowbar. I like that. I think that's a cool feature of the game, because you might want to sell that crowbar when it's almost out of quality and get a new one. I got no problems with that. I think that's a nice feature. They want a Phantom Menace lunchbox. Well, like I said, they're whiny bitches. And like, some of the benefits seem weird. Like, using less fuel as a cook, that's a cool feature. I'm down with that. I can appreciate that. I just felt like that was a bit odd. I just felt it was a bit odd because it's like one fuel isn't as much as compared to like a fast runner or a fighter or a medical professional. Like, it seems like the cook would be more efficient than just saving a little bit of fuel. Or, you know, because you can upgrade the stove, which also saves fuel. And I think that that negates the cook if you have a better cooking supplies. So, I don't know. Some of it felt like just lax. Or maybe not even lax, just, you know, not as useful. I guess if you view it like a straw that broke the camel's back, holding everything until one sets in and off. I'm following you on that. I am following you on that. But to an extent. Let's be real about it, though. Let's be real. I get it, straw that broke the camel's back. But you've got septic wounds and you're starving, and there's food and bandages. You just won't put them on. Fuck you, die. I don't care at that point. You gotta have enough to at least, you know, you can lay in bed. You have to do the basic shit so you can heal up. You know, that's where I draw the line. I mean, at that point, fuck you. You know, you want to commit suicide, do it. No one's stopping you. But you know, don't drag the rest of the crew down because you're a little shit. That's my take on it. But yeah. So the stuff that I found that I needed right away was food, water, and the way to make the vegetables and the medicine. I went and got the thing to make the metal workshop to get knives for self-defense and so on, but like I said before, it almost didn't matter. Because the people that broke in had no weapons. I was with shotguns and boarded windows and this and that, and I lost. They were mortally wounded. Like, it was like, why did I bother? So that's a step I might skip to later. Also, the moonshine. The hooch really fucking helped in the very, very, very beginning because it was worth a ton. Once I started to sell the moonshine, they didn't want it anymore. And I was like, that's... Who the fuck doesn't drink the booze that you just got? Like, it's booze. You drink that shit. Especially with the depression state. But when I was selling it, the guy who was buying it just wasn't drinking it. And certain characters will want certain things. So, like, the guy who's got a sick dad, he only wants medicine. Sell him anything else and it won't be worth it. The trader who comes to your door, sell him only medicine. That's all he wants. Hooch is crazy. But it's what it is. It's hooch. They don't call it that in the game, but it's hooch. It's sugar water with fucking yeast. It's hooch. But the people at the church wanted food, I think. So there's certain things that they want something specific. But long story short, medicine and bandages are the best commodity. Like, it says bullets is useful for trade. You can make bullets, but apparently they're common. Like, I was stealing bullets and went to go trade them. I had 30 bullets. You only need one bullet to kill one guy type of thing in this game. And nobody wanted to buy it. Nobody wanted the bullets. What the fuck? I don't know. It was weird. But you know, you have to spend a lot of energy and materials to get the stuff to make the bullets, because they're supposed to be a rare commodity. And I was trying to sell it, and nobody wanted them. I had 30 stashed bullets. The materials were easy to find too. Some people had like shell casings or gunpowder or something, and I was able to make bullets pretty well quick, and it wasn't useful. And it might have been the RNG, I don't know, but there doesn't seem to be a way to control that in this custom map setting. So, but I know we need a stove, and I know we need water, and I think we got water already, so we're gonna do the stove first. I put the stove in the kitchen because stove, kitchen, and you can upgrade the stove too, which is cool. Talented lawyer. Like, what is that going to do for me at all? Like, in my opinion, her best bet, and it should say it, would be like the psychologist. She becomes less depressed so she can make others less depressed. That would be cool. It doesn't say that. I wish it did. I wish there was a benefit for her where I could be like, that's why I want her. Or maybe as a lawyer, she's very verbal judo. Exactly. It would be great if she's a good trader, if she could negotiate for better prices on goods. That would be fantastic. But it doesn't say that. With the soldier, it says he's a good fighter. She is essentially a useless, numb character. She can't carry any extra. She has no skills she brings to the table. You have literally got no reason to pick her as a player. And in the previous menu, it doesn't tell you what their professions are. It doesn't tell you what their advantages are. Pavlov, I know his because I was just playing him, and he's a fast runner. He's excellent for scavenging. He holds 12 items. He's super quick when he's sneaking. So the characters, he could sneak around them, steal their shit, and leave before anybody notices. He was fantastic. And because he moves faster, you give him a melee weapon, and he can kill people with a gun before they could shoot. It's awesome. Love him as a character. She's useless. The other chick constantly gets sick and needs cigarettes and coffee. She's useless. The women in this game are fucking useless. I might as well send them to the brothel. The guy who was a cook, he was useful because I think he used less fuel. I think that's what the benefit was for using him to do the cooking. But that's it. Like, I had to leave him at home. I couldn't send him anywhere. He carried, I think, 8 instead of 12 packaging. Like, you couldn't send him to scavenge. He was useless. Oh, the other thing is, too, you can't send multiple characters to go scavenge. I was only able to send one at a time, so... This guy, he's fucking lazy. Look at this. As soon as I don't give him a job, he sits down in the fucking chair. Let's see. Go do something. I don't want to use my lockpicks. They're too valuable right now. What can I send him? Maybe I can send him to make something. Let's send him to go build something. Nobody's hungry yet, so we're not going to cook. But I definitely wanted the stove so that we can cook. Because they get hungry fast... And the food isn't that valuable. Like, you need the special canned foods for them to be like, oh, that was filling, and then they're not hungry anymore. The regular food just kind of stabilizes them. Doesn't really fill them up at all. Water is necessary. They don't drink it. That's the other thing, too. The clean water, they only need it for food and for moonshine.
And for masturbation, so they can clean their hands.
And for masturbation. Well, no. What? Huh? Sorry.
Huh? What?
The bed is useful because they get better sleep, so we need to make that right away.
With all the women's.
That's the thing. The women's won't have the sexy time. It's useless. The women's won't have the sexy times. Did she get those materials? And she just sit outside in the fucking shed. Jesus, lazy bitch. I don't know what this guy's doing now. Here, go loot that real quick, buddy. I can tear this down. Yeah, tear that down. Plus the buildings start off slightly different too. There was a bordered door here and stuff, and it's more or less the same though. The reporter is good at trading, and the teacher increases your chance of people helping you. Yes, but see, here's my thing, Melik. It says the soldier is good at fighting. It doesn't say that the teacher is good at bringing people in, or that the reporter is good at trading. It doesn't actually say that. Why would you say it for half the characters and not the others? If the game is a polished and finished game and it looks beautiful and it plays well, why would you neglect one or two little important features like that? Now, I'll show you right here. So this guy is a fast runner. Excellent for scavenging. He also carries more than the other guys. That's easy. He's a fast runner. What is his benefit? Fast runner. Done. It makes sense. There's no guessing game there. This guy, trained in combat. I can only imagine what he does. Maybe it's fucking combat. Awesome. This guy, skilled scavenger. I wonder what he does. He was a fireman. He's good at getting scavengers. He could probably also break down borders and gather more lumber. Again, I get it. He's a scavenger. Because it says it right there. I was a fireman. I'd put out fires and save people. Blah, 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 blah. You know what I'm saying? Your neighbor can kill you. I'll defend you. Like, he's cool. Like, he makes sense. This chick, I don't know what the fuck her deal is. She's a talented lawyer. Oh, okay, well, we don't need an attorney. We need someone who can help us stay sane, help us trade, help us do stuff around the house. So what is her benefit? So I'll read the bio. That doesn't tell us anything either, but I'll read it. Now that we're stuck together, I might as well tell you about my family. Why? Father was a practical man. He used the importance of financial safety. That's why I became a lawyer. First off, an accountant and being fiscally responsible has nothing to do with being a lawyer. Just saying. I like him. My sister became a doctor. I don't get it. Whatever. When the war broke out, we had a lot of savings in our family account, but the currency soon lost all value. The banks were closed and we had no foreign cash. In a matter of days, we became poor. Tells me nothing. In fact, if anything, it tells me she's bad at managing money. Because how did you become financially poor if you were financially stable and had all these wonderful savings? Where'd all your money go? Like, you didn't have any at home? Like, you didn't have any cash? How were you physically responsible if you left all of your money in digital accounts and lost everything? The skilled fighter plays guitar. See, that's what I'm saying, Melik. This is kind of... And Darkest Dungeon, if you use bandages on the weapons rack, you can get weapons. If you don't, you can get cut, or worse. Your guy could, like, become insane and die. But the reward is there by going, well, hey, if I use something to protect my hands, I can get weapons. That's cool, that makes sense. In this game, you're telling me that the soldier is good at the guitar. Where does it tell me the soldier is good at the guitar? It literally doesn't say that, and there's no indication that I should be building a guitar and giving it to the soldier. You see, that's what I'm saying. I'm not necessarily looking for rewards, but feedback is important. So if I'm going to do something in a depressing scavenging game, feedback is good, where the guy goes, hey, I would like to play the guitar, I'm good at playing it. That would be a cool indicator for me to go, oh shit, he'll play the guitar, and that'll provide me a social benefit amongst my scavengers here. That makes sense. I get that. That would be fucking helpful. It doesn't say it, though. I mean, that feedback is important in a game. The game is well done and polished, but I'd rather make my own characters with their own skill sets, because that seems to be more valuable than letting them find out the hard way. I need feedback. As a player, you can't have these hidden gems of the game and not give me feedback. So the characters go, I want to smoke or I want to drink. That's good feedback. What I don't expect them to do is get drunk and then be useless and not do anything. They might as well be laying around. It does help with the depression, but even when they're mortally wounded and their wounds are septic and they're dying, it's weird because they'll still perform activities. Whereas I would have thought that's when you don't perform activities, but I guess, I don't know. I'm gonna let them end the night out normal. I'm not lockpicking any of this. I want to get the crowbar. I don't want to waste the lockpicks. We need them for scavenging. And oddly enough, I think I've done everything I could without using the lockpicks. So we're gonna go ahead and let them end the night there. I've got quite a bit of material. I want to set up the water for the hooch and the food. Maybe I could do that before it becomes night. Let me see if they'll do it real quick. Like, I don't know which one might be a better builder. You know, like that, there's no, like I said, there's no indicators, and I really wish there were. The radio is useless. The radio's advantage is it tells you what's coming. So, like, when the raiders and bandits are coming, it gives you an indicator that you're going to be dealing with more and more difficult groups. The radio is the type of feedback I need regularly. Like, that's what you want. It's supposed to help them be less depressed. I didn't see them do that at all. They never used the radio in a way to get them less depressed. I was playing the music and stuff, didn't matter. It just didn't seem very useful. There should be info to put there, doesn't let you know if people refuse to drink. That's the other thing too. I'm making hooch. Why aren't they drinking the hooch? Like, they'll use it for trade, but they won't drink it themselves. That aspect of the game, I don't understand that either. It didn't make sense to me. Like, I understand having to upgrade the workbench to get the other stuff, which we're gonna do now, because I want to go straight to the garden this time and get the food. Food was a huge problem for me. I was able to scavenge most other materials, but food was a big deal. Growing it, because you can grow the herbs and stuff in the next step of building the base as well. I think being able to grow the herbs, the tobacco, and the food is more beneficial. I was able to steal supplies, steal guns, steal ammo. I was able to do that. I didn't need to build it. But you can't seem to steal enough food or steal enough cigarettes to keep them from being depressed, which I found very annoying. I found that very annoying. So we're going to send him out to scavenge since he's our best scavenger, which is cool. I don't think we need to stay on guard. But
yes, when I masturbate, I don't usually stay on. Have somebody watch over me.
I don't know what the lawyer does. We'll leave her on guard. Maybe she'll die. Fuck her.
Maybe she'll do your paperwork.
I'm gonna let him sleep in the bed because he can carry more materials as well, so I can have him scavenge the next night while this guy sleeps. One thing else I was doing as well, I noticed this: if you have a bed, you can use the bed during the day. Oh, my camera crashed for some reason. I'll fix that.
Really?
Yeah, apparently it did. I don't know why. There we go. I'm back. Hello. No one
Use it
mentioned
during the day?
Yeah, but you could sleep in the bed during the day, and you could use the same guy to scavenge at night. As long as he sleeps almost the entire time, he's tired, but not very tired, and he'll be able to scavenge for like 3 or 4 days in a row before becoming very tired. He'll come out and refuse to drink. The chief? The chef, you mean? I think you mean the chef.
Hey, man.
Yeah, I think he does refuse to drink. But that, you know what? Again, those are nuances of the game. It should say that he is an ex-alcoholic who won't drink. Then it would make sense. That feedback in the game, especially since it's about emotions and about them talking to each other, would be nice if he's like, yeah, I was an alcoholic and I refuse to drink now. That would make sense. It would be nice to have that in-game feedback. I think this game is lacking that. And that's the one thing this game is lacking. Everything else I can live with. But if you're going to have an emotional state system game, give me more feedback on what I'm doing, please.
What they need is a I don't give a fuck engine. I'm serious.
I hear you.
Just because he stopped drinking, now the war has come and famine and people are dying. I'd be like, where's that bottle of Jack, yo?
Right?
Give me a carton of cigarettes, some bitches, and a bottle of Jack. I'm done.
Well, your grammar's fine. I figured out what you meant. There's still a lot of stuff here. The looters have left a lot. Good. Well, since there's nobody here, too, I'm just going to go run and gun it as well. I'm not even going to worry too much about what I'm picking up. We do need these supplies. So I'm going to grab this stuff right off the bat. I don't need electrical components yet. Like, the electrical components seem like more of a late game item besides making the radio. So we'll pick up what we can in case we have to rush out. These teddy bears don't do anything for your own guys either, but they seem to be decent, like, just raw materials to trade with. Not valuable, but decently valuable. So that's the refrigerator there. We'll get food there. We don't need food just yet. We need more growing and building materials. Always playing their music in the streets. I know, right? Also, you can stash stuff if the loot table is available. You could stash stuff. So what I was doing in one of the locations when I had extra time, I was stashing a ton of materials in one spot, so I could just come back and scavenge the one spot over and over again. So that's useful if players want to save time in time-sensitive areas that there's a lot of people in. This is probably a rat, by the way. I noticed rats make a lot of noise in the game. Let's find out what else is here since we're done looting, but I want to take a look around. So we've got gun materials, tobacco. What's up, Cell?
Whenever you want to run and do your errand, let me know.
After this round, once your stream is up, after this round, I will, I'll go run my errand.
Alright, then I'll start my stream now, even though I'm eating. It seems like every time I'm eating...
No. Go ahead, finish your food, and then... Go ahead, finish your food, and let me know when you're done, and then I'll go run my errand.
I mean...
Also, all these borders that I'm ripping down, I don't know why I can't use their lumber. This is always depressing shit too, like, this painting doesn't belong here, it's too beautiful. Yeah, these old, like, there's no reason for that. It's nice to have if there would be a value to those paintings. Like, if you could bring them home and use them to cheer up your base. Why is it even there? Like,
I used the movie, lower the TV a little bit.
I figured I mean, these are cool features of the game, I just don't know why they're lacking. Now also that I have all this extra time as well, I'm gonna use this time to clear some of these borders and stuff. Oh, those rats, by the way, you could set traps and capture them. That's a cool feature. Again, I want to use the lockpick for people. Because you can sneak into buildings. I don't want to waste them. I want to get a crowbar first. so we're not going to break into there. Also, you could force the doors open by running into them, but only if they've already been opened, not if they're locked. You can't kick a door open, which is really annoying. You have to use a crowbar. I don't know what these doors are made out of, but I've kicked plenty of doors open in my day. And the shovel seems useless. Yes, the shovel is quieter, and yes, the shovel does a more efficient job. But if you've got the time to spare, which you do, you're in a fucking, you know, war setting, you could just clear the rubble yourself, and it just takes more time. I see no point in building the shovel. At this point in the game, anyway. The church had a shit ton of rubble in. You might want a shovel just to clear through that, so you don't have to waste a lot of time clearing rubble instead of scavenging. But you saw what I just did. I loaded up on materials, and then I started to do the stuff that I had extra time for. And literally, it's taking him 1, maybe 2 hours to clear this rubble out of the, like, 8 or 9 hours I have available to loot. So, it's really not that complicated. It's really not a big deal to let them do this, for the most part. The shovel seems like just an item that you don't need. Same thing with the knife. If you get the hatchet, you can use that as a weapon. If you get a gun, you don't need the knife anymore. It's nice as an intermediate item, but you know, it would be nice if it was added to the collective of your weaponry so that you would be more defended. It doesn't seem to do that. Also, of all things like weapons, for example, why can't I build a sledgehammer or something and break things open? I don't know. Just food for thought. Oh, and if you don't get them back by daytime, they don't get back till the next night. It's pretty dangerous to not get them back in time. I learned that the hard way. And that means the material doesn't get back in time either. So, worth it to get them home early, even if you get less material for the work. Plus, maybe in my own solo playthrough, I'll be able to utilize, see, I'm gonna send him to bed right away. I'll be able to utilize the multiple people scavenging function, if it's available. That would be nice to find out. So now that I've upgraded this, now I can build the herbalist workshop, which gets me meds, bandages, roll-up cigarettes, and then later I can upgrade it to good cigarettes and good meds. This is what makes more trade efficient than hooch, so I'm going to be working towards that. And I need the materials from the garden as well to make the cigarettes or the medication. The herbs seem somewhat common though, not terribly, but somewhat common. But either way, we're going to start with the herbal workshop. We're going to get that cranked out first this time. We know we can use the trap for meat, but we're finding meat so far, so we're going to hold off on that a little bit. I think we need the herbal workshop first and foremost. So we're going to get that started over here. Because I'll find the materials. I've been finding water and finding herbs somewhat decently, you know. And upgrading the stove is just going to take more materials, so we'll have them fed and everything now, and not worry about it. I might have him actually eat. By the way, you can use books and all that for fuel, but I would recommend sticking to the lumber if you can. It's very available. The books and all that keep them from being depressed, and I'm assuming it's more useful to use that for fuel when you're freezing, but as long as you're not freezing, it seems to be fine. What, did he just not make the food? What happened there? Oh no, he made the fuel. Now see, I'm gonna send lawyer lady. I'm assuming she's the best negotiator to go negotiate. Hopefully that'll work out. Yeah, the cook does use one less fuel, but I think if you get the better stove, it uses less fuel than that. But it might also use less water too. I'm not quite sure how that works exactly, but I think the cook uses less fuel or less water, something like that. Yes, trade is good. He's got bandages, which I think we'll need later. He's got hooch, so again, something I couldn't sell to him anyway because he's already got it, which doesn't make any sense. And it tells you too, it will cost you. Like, it's a very high value item. And it's quite common, to be honest. Which doesn't make sense to me. I get it's a wartime, but it says in the beginning of the game, like, bullets are currency in this situation, so I don't know how that works, but it works that way. We don't really need anything. We've got access to food and all that. I mean, I would have taken a hatchet or something if he had it, but because he doesn't, I think we're going to skip out on this and not trade anything. We really, I mean, besides this item, if he wants it for bandages, I'll take the bandages. See, he won't take it for the bandages. You see, he's a cheap fuck, this guy. He won't even do it for the food. It's not worth it. And there's no construction workers, so you could use less materials for building stuff either. Something I noticed. Setting up these borders is super helpful for bandits, but unless we start getting attacked, I'm not going to bother wasting the materials. See, you can make the bandages, but you need pure alcohol, which I don't know if the hooch counts. I don't think it does. Pretty sure it doesn't. But you can't purify the alcohol anymore from what I can tell either. And you can't, I don't think you can upgrade your distillery. I don't think you can anyway. There's a lot of materials to upgrade this too, including a mixer, which I don't know how to make. Might drop back in depending if you start playing something or not. No, listen, TBZ, thank you so much for coming by, man. I appreciate it. I will be running an errand soon, and then I will be coming back after my errand to play with my buddies, so you'll definitely see me on tonight. Thank you so much, though. Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it. I need more water. Yeah, we're gonna have to make that water machine, I think. Oh, he's not tired anymore. Good. The bed is super useful. Definitely super useful. Yeah, we just need more materials. There's not really much I can do about it. I appreciate it, TBZ. Thank you so much for stopping by. Let's see what we got here. Send him to bed.
Yeah, man, have a nice, thank you for stopping by. Sorry about that. Like, I was talking and then my mic was down.
See, this guy was sleeping all day, so now he can scavenge again tonight. And you can't set multiple scavengers. I don't like that. I mean, I don't know why I can't. Why can't I set multiple people to go out and do their fucking job?
Okay. Yeah.
A lot of good stuff here. We just don't need that stuff just yet. We need this stuff. See, easy enough. Bring them home. Building the gun would be useful at some point. got a crowbar. I'm not worried about it. I don't want to waste lockpicks. I made good use of them when there was people around. Actually, let me grab that stuff out of there and move it to some other shelf. Oh, there we go. There's more stuff there than I saw. Alright. Oh, hell yeah. Oh, that homeless guy, he wants food, I'm sure. Need a saw to get over there. Tons of building materials, though no food here. It must be in that other room where there's none at all. That'll explain why he's all alone down here. Hardened robbers. Am I missing somebody here? I think I am. can make a couple of borders right off the bat. That'll help a lot. Fucking let him do it. She can go see what this guy's doing. Hello there, Chair General. Thank you so much. Cooking my brother's been shot by someone. Please let me carry him home or he'll die. There's no time to lose. Fuck it, let's do it. Go help him, lady. She might die. Well, I guess he survived or whatever. At least they're all happy about it. Oh, looks like I'm done bordering that up. Also blew through my materials doing it, so works for me. I'm done here for the day. I don't think there's anything else I could do, really. He seems to need less sleep too, this dude. Yeah, a few new places. I don't have any weapons yet either. I might have to go to the garage because I know what I can get there. Might have to use the lockpicks. Simply put, I know they've got food there. It's just hard to get to. I need a crowbar. That's part of the problem. So did the lawyer go to hell yet? Probably, Melik. I sent her to go help somebody get shot by a sniper, so I don't even know if she's coming back alive. I got no way of knowing. Right now, we need to get food. See, I need a saw to get through there. This is what I'm saying. This is kind of a... It was a coin toss going to this place to try to get food. Last time I needed a crowbar, and I had one. I was able to wedge my way in. Without a saw, I'm not getting in there. I could force myself past them, but they might fight me, and that's not good. These characters are all whiny about that. I need a saw to sneak in, basically, or I'd be wasting my time. I'm having a hard time finding a location with food sources that I can utilize well. No, you can steal with this guy's stash with him right in front of him, but he'll attack you, so not worth it. Plus, I don't even know what's in the stash anyway. Ah, shit, we're at the lumber. Getting a lot of building materials, though. But I came here hoping to find food. I don't think we can sneak in carefully. No, I don't think it's gonna happen.
Yo, how you doing, man? Bravo.
I'm good, man. I'm just taking a call real quick till you're back.
Oh, I've been here the whole time. I'm just fucking working on logos and shit.
You still there, man?
Yeah, I'm in here.
Alright, well, I'm gonna do this one little run here, and then I'm gonna let you take over for me so I can do my errand, alright?
Got it. On this awesome website.
Oh?
Yeah, you make banners for Twitter, Facebook, Google, everything, YouTube.
Well, that's cool. Alright, finish that run up. I'm gonna go ahead and host you. Are you on already? Cell.
Oh, see, I'm doing it again. I was talking to you for like an hour.
Alright, I haven't heard any of that, by the way. Not a
Yeah, I
single
know.
word.
I know, I was talking to you because my mic was muted.
Well, like I was saying,
Yeah, do what you gotta do, and
are you on already?
Yeah, I'm turning my shit on right now.
Well, when you're on, then I'll give it over to you.
Yeah, Cellmaster in the house. Want to put some music on. Oh, gangster! Say hello.
Hello, gangster. I mean, hello.
Working on me logo. Put my logo on right now. Put it on in a second, hold on. So, you gotta go take care of that, and then what?
Oh, shit. Hold on one second. That's a huge problem. I think I have to go take care of it in the fucking rain.
Is it raining?
Yeah, it sounds like it is. Just started. Well, that sucks.
Whoa, what just happened?
With.
Oh my god. Do me a favor, just shut down your stream for now. I shut down mine, and I'll talk to you later.
You have to go?
No, I have a problem that I can't fix at the moment until I'm I just gotta reboot my stream, but
Okay.
I'll talk to you in a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, just don't. You can put on host me for a second, and I'll be right there.
Well, I'll wait a minute then.
Okay, because I would like. Uh, Danielle, my phone.
Sally, you still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Cool. Yeah, I was just wondering, I'm doing this one more run since I'm still waiting for you, and then, I'd be happy to have you take over.
Okay.
Will you be on and set by then?
Sure. Yeah.
So, yes or no? Okay. Alright. I am going to pass it along to you. I'm gonna go ahead and host you on Twitch. I apologize for anybody else watching on YouTube or anything, but no
Yeah,
way
he's
for him to
leaving
take
you
over
in
that
terrible
way.
hands. You know, he's really sorry about that.
Well, not that bad, but yep, either way. I'm gonna be passing it along. Alright, you are currently being hosted. Take care, everybody.